Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video here on Summit and E Revo axles. The E Revo axles are the same as the Revos and the E maxx, but the Summit axles are different. I just want to do a little bit of comparison here to show you the differences between the two axles. Now there are other axle choices for the E Revo, such as the Traxxas CVD kit. They're steel axles. I know some people like to upgrade to those, some people upgrade to the Summit axles, and I'll show you why here in just a second. But this is a stock E Revo axle. It's got the U-joint, if you want to call it that. It's basically U-joint scaled, mainly just like a real vehicle. Not exactly the same look, but very, very, very similar. As you've got a pin that goes through from here to here, and then you've got that joint right there. Let me find, there we go. As you've got that joint right there, and then it's held in there and there, and it's the same on this side. When you get it to an extreme angle like that, it does give you problems trying to move it. Your safest angle is like right here, just so it gets more of a smoother turn, I guess you'd say, a smoother rotation. If you get it all the way, it bumps and then it'll try to move up, and you'll see your suspension move up just a little bit trying to turn, and you'll break them as soon as you try to move or go. Now that's the E Revo slash E maxx slash Revo and the Slayer Pro axles. These are the Summit axles. The difference with these is it has a CV joint, like front-wheel drive vehicles. Front-wheel drive vehicles, a lot of them use CV joints. It just from the way, because it's independent suspension, and this is, kind of modeled after that. Sorry for the lighting, it's terrible, but as you see, it's even your most extreme angle, it stops it and it rolls pretty smooth, at least until you get to this point right here. It's got a little divot, not a divot, a bump where the pin sits. I don't know how well you can see my screwdriver. Yeah, you won't be able to see it that well, but you can kind of see it there. Move that over the side. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but barely. But it's right over the pin here. It comes up just a little bit, and that's just to make, not really to make room for the pin, but to make sure it's got enough structure. Now your drive shafts should never be at that angle. That is a very, very, very extreme angle, and you wouldn't even be able to get your output to that angle. I mean, I'm going to hold it here at the, where it would be the front, where your wheel would be. And if you look down here, it's not even straight. It's kind of down at an angle, so even if you were to straighten that out, there we go, we got that straight. See, and that's down a little bit, so you have to move that up. So you'll never be at full angle, but yeah. But a lot of reasons that people go to these for the E Revo is because they're stronger. The plastic is a little bit different plastic, as far as the tubes, and up here where the pins are, it's a lot stronger. Now I have broken them, and they're not indestructible. They will break. I have broken some. I've cracked one, broken one, and I've even had one completely spin and just this whole top piece fell off. But that was because of my my setup in my Traxxas Summit. But the differences between these is, let me get them both the same angle. You can see how it's set up. Let me line the pins up here for you. Now the pins on the Summit axle are not as big, but they don't need to be. I mean, I'm sure it would be a little nicer, but then again, you would have less strength in the axle tube. So you can see the difference between the U-joint and the CV joint on both ends. It's completely different. But in my opinion, these are better than the E Revo maxx shafts. A lot of people use the long Summit shafts, as the Summit has 2 long shafts and 2 short shafts because of the diff locker. Since the E Revo does not have the remote locking diffs like the Summit does, it needs all 4. So if you're going to buy them and upgrade to these, you need all 4 long shafts. So make sure you look for that. You can find them on eBay or even your local hobby store. I recommend trying to get them complete or already put together, because you're going to spend a lot more money trying to buy each individual part and then put them together. You're going to end up spending about twice, maybe not quite as much as twice what you're going to pay for already put together axles. And they're already put together. All you have to do is just swap them out and you're good to go. It uses the same bearings, same set screw. On this, you need to make sure that you use Loctite. I know most of them have Loctite on them already, even though they are in plastic. But since this piece here is metal, completely metal, along with your rod that goes through here, or your pin, and down to the set screw that's right in there that holds your pin in. So make sure that you use Loctite when you're putting these on, or it will back out very, very quickly. This piece is also metal, so I recommend, if you're using 17mm hex, to use Loctite on that, which you should be already. But use Loctite on that to hold it on, because this metal does vibrate a lot, and it will vibrate that loose. So there you go, guys. There's a little comparison. I didn't mean for this to be 7 minutes long, but it happens sometimes. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.